Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make this short and sweet because we've got a lot to get through this evening. We're the Sisters Sanditon. This is Sanditon Review, Season 3, Episode 3. Let's hit it.
All right. It starts with Charlotte on her way to London with Mary and Georgiana to argue the case for her fortune. All right. Colburn is preparing to be the host for a shooting party, which I'm very surprised at because he's always saying that he's such poor company for everyone. So now he's turned host. This is going to be exciting. All right. He assumes Miss Hayward will not be there, though. He says she'll probably go home after the hunting party, after the trial.
Yes, for her wedding.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, that wedding that's been put off for so long. All right.
Did you notice Georgiana's beautiful coat? I
Her
had to get
coat
that in there.
was absolutely
Raspberry
gorgeous.
colored and the trim.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Once again, costumes.
On point. Excellent.
Excellent.
Okay, Lockhart looks like his case is strong, right? He looks like he's got all these pieces of evidence, how she posed for him and all this stuff. And she was this and that. Okay, it's terrible. But the old man made a will. I don't understand why they just don't go by the will. They're like, well, this
he
and
was
that.
crazy.
Then they have to bring in the fact that he was crazy, right? It's just
Right.
they keep going on and on. All these crazy little things. I just don't understand why that was an issue.
Yes.
Because
Well, then they acted like she didn't have a good relationship with her father. Which
how do they know? She always talks like she had a great relationship with him. Didn't he send her to a fine school?
Right.
She was brought up to be like this
well,
duchess.
maybe they would just say, he just wanted to get rid of her. I don't know. They can twist it, honey. That's what
she
lawyers do.
She was a
Gail.
well-bred, well-educated woman. He didn't.
Well,
he
then
didn't
they
just. He paid for all that.
Then they tried to bring Sydney into it, right?
Yes, and they
And
tried
say-
to disparage his name and say that
Yes.
he conspired with her to get the old man to sign.
I know that made you very upset.
Very
didn't it,
upset.
dear?
Tried to.
Well, why on earth would Sydney care, right? He didn't get paid
no,
for it.
he didn't care. He getting
And they
paid
said
that fortune.
Georgiana's father was not devoted, but it seems he was, right?
That's what I said. I thought he was.
I don't know. It was just silly.
And again, and you know,
Sydney died because of Georgiana. Let's not forget that.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes,
Going
exactly.
to defend her,
Exactly.
to
He went
get
back
her
to
affairs
Antigua.
in order and all of that. But anyway.
Yes.
Well, Lady D is getting a little gentleman caller who wants her to go for a buggy ride.
Which reminds me of like all the other. Would you go for a ride, my barouche? Right? What's that from?
North
North
Anchor
Anchor
Abbey.
Abbey,
and
yes,
wants to take
you
her to
know.
the shooting party.
Uh-huh.
And everyone's pairing off, which we've already
Yes,
said.
yes.
Everyone's got their little mate.
But Augusta and Edward, it's so strange. I don't think he's changed at all. But I do think he likes her because they have all these little witty banter moments, and she's really forward.
So you do think that
I think he
has
likes
feelings.
her. I do think, in spite of himself, he's like, I like this chick because she's like feisty and she's not afraid to be like,
Yeah. Well,
This-
I
you're
think
this
I
and
think
you're
we're going
that,
to see
and-
him like her more and more, but I think that his character can only go so far.
I agree. But she does seem very modern, very brazen to me. Like she goes, they're talking, she pulls him close by his lapel. And I'm like, whoa, that was very, very modern and very
Yes.
brazen to me. I was surprised.
Well,
Telling him she wants him to attend the party, and you know, you can
no
be.
man is irredeemable.
Oh,
My uncle
yeah.
knows that.
And
or
what are they
something.
implying there? Like back for his first wife that he was bad and now he's made
I don't
amends.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought that Colburn was a good guy.
I don't know.
So how was he?
Anyway, she basically tells him like, come to the party and try to win me.
Yeah.
It's like pretty forward.
Come to the party and we'll meet at the punch bowl.
Yeah. She's pretty brazen.
Yes.
I'm a little bit,
and
but, you know,
all this time, Tom is
Yes.
a mess again.
surprise,
right?
surprise.
Right. And he's trying to build this hotel, but he was talking about tearing down the old town, and that wouldn't be the right thing. What to do? Dun,
No,
dun, dun.
what do I-
There's
yeah.
suspense
Oh, gosh.
there for that.
He's back to his old stupid self.
Yes, and
causing
of course,
trouble.
at the trial, we see Otis.
Yes. So the
We
trial's
knew
on the
we
break.
hadn't seen the last of him.
We said as much. Yes.
They speak
And
in private.
which, of course, Mary's like, should we be letting them speak in private? And Charlotte's like, he understands her in a way that we can't.
Right.
Like, let's let them see what's going to happen.
But it's
so
like
when he's talking,
she's worried that they're speaking in private. She lives alone, for pity's sake. She
Yeah.
can have 20 men
Yeah.
over a day
Yeah,
if she
that's
wants.
true. That's
you know.
true. So anyway, they're
Talked about they were being
they were
engaged.
talking. Yeah, they were talking alone. You know, and he's like, so I heard you were engaged, and you know, did you love him?
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, not like I loved you. You know.
Yeah.
And that was sweet. But I didn't even know they were engaged. She was just going to elope with him. They weren't engaged.
Oh, no, you're right.
They were just going to run away.
Well,
but anyway,
they were hot. They
how
were
did
engaged.
he hear that they were engaged?
I don't know.
How did he hear?
Word
It
travels
wasn't
fast.
like they announced that they were engaged
in
or something.
jolly old England.
I suppose
don't
so.
know.
Anyway, so during the trial, like while they're on their little break, while Georgiana is talking, Samuel comes clean and is like, you know, she's like, well, you know, you're gonna win, right? And he's like, I don't know. She's like, well, what are you talking about? Why'd you take the case? And he goes, well, to be honest, I just took it because my
Right.
brother really wanted me
I'm
to.
kind of rusty.
Yeah, she was like, I thought you said you've never had a case. You
I've
haven't
lost
won.
my British accent. I'm sorry.
Oh, me
Dad.
too. Well, you know, it's getting late.
Yes, it
But she's like, well, I thought you said you'd never lost a case. He's like, well, yeah, that's because I take easy cases. Duh. You know?
If it seems like we're talking fast, we are. We have notes and notes to get through. I don't know why this episode is so packed.
You know what YouTube video. You can go and put the playback speed to about, 20% less than it
we
is.
sound like
It'll be
chipmunks right
nice and
now.
slow. Charlotte goes, then they have a trial, and Georgiana wins. That's what
Anyway,
I feel like.
Of course, they say her mother isn't dead, right? So that's a big do, right?
Yes.
But she gives a stirring testimony, and the judge says that no one may be considered a slave on these shores, and the will must stand.
Yes.
And that was a great moment.
It was
We
great.
were all like,
Yes,
yes,
good for him.
clapping. She wins the case.
Yes,
Wonderful,
she wins the case.
Wonderful
And,
moment.
back, I want to say, back to when we were getting a little bit nervous about Samuel, whether he was going to win the case, they flashed back to his brother, and, he was like, boy, I'm starting to feel like maybe I should have involved him. He kind of sucks, basically. I was just like, well, gee, great. Now we're all, like, really excited, like, that he's going to win.
Yes.
Why did he go back and get him if he didn't think he was going to win?
Well, it was better than nothing.
You're right. I
And
guess it
that's
was better
what
than
he figured.
nothing. But anyway.
Otis is at the house for a little celebration and
Yes.
says he's ready to be at service at any moment. He can be of service to her, and they clearly still love each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you don't understand why they don't just get married.
I mean, look, she's got the money.
She's got the money.
She doesn't need any money.
She's got the title.
Well, she doesn't have a
Okay,
title.
well, anyway, she's
But
got the
doesn't-
money.
She, if she marries Buckinghamshire, she'll have a title. She'll be a
Right,
duchess.
but what does it matter if she marries
That's
him?
what I
What's
don't
gonna happen?
understand. The
She's not going to lose her money.
The point of her trying to find a husband was to, stop people from trying to steal her fortune.
Right.
So if you marry the guy you love, you found a husband,
Well,
you know he's not
you
going to
won
steal
the
your
case.
fortune, you won.
Yeah.
So what is, I don't know, I didn't quite understand what was keeping them apart.
Yes. Put it in the comments if you can tell us why you think.
Why aren't
this
they
was the
together?
case. And Charlotte does not go back to Willington. Surprise.
Yes, as Zonda thought she would. Samuel says, oh, if you come back, you can thank, she's like, thank you so much. He's like, oh, it's not me, it's, it's
Come
Xander.
back and thank him yourself.
Come back and thank him in person.
Well, what's another
Yeah,
few days?
oh, what? Ralph is going to be wondering what happened to me. Oh, what's another few months? Ralph can wait.
It
Who
didn't
cares?
take much persuasion,
No,
right?
not much persuasion.
Oh.
And then Xander, when they get back, Samuel asks Xander, now I'm calling him Xander, it feels
Yes.
so funny, but I kind of like it, why he didn't retain Charlotte as the governess. She seems, great, she's capable,
Right.
she's smart, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he just says, oh, I didn't think the position suited her. And Samuel's like, right. Something happened.
Yes,
He's trying to figure
he
out
knows
what
the truth.
happened.
That's right.
And he'll find it later on.
So Edward comes to talk to Reverend Hankins and meets Miss Hankins instead, and he confides in her here. Now, did you think
Yes.
this was a genuine moment? He says, as a young lady, first I wanted to conquer her,
Yeah.
but now I'm disarmed in her presence.
Yeah, a little
And
bit.
Miss Hankins says she can relate, right? And he wants to win her honorably, but he's been a rogue for so long
Yes.
that I don't think it's going to pan out, which is what you said.
I mean, I think what he
But
said is true.
I think
First
his
he just
feelings
wanted
are true here.
Just wanted to conquer
He
her.
likes her.
And now he likes her.
He wants
because,
her.
Because she is, she's that sort of person that appealed to him. She's strong-willed.
Yes.
She can give him back a little of his own. She's a sharp tongue, and she can kind of put him in his
Yes.
place, and he likes that little
He's
feisty.
falling for her. Doesn't
Yeah.
hurt that she's got 20 grand in the bank or
right.
whatever it is.
25 grand a year, it's not that much.
Well, on
But-
to the shooting party.
Yes.
Miss Haywood is here, right? And I love the looks that Samuel gives Xander, right?
Yeah, he's
such-
like,
oh, his character is so fun.
he's quite charming.
He's handsome,
He's very
he's
charming.
charming, he's fun.
Yes,
I love
he
it.
is.
And
But-
Miss
yeah.
Lamb calls the Duke, right? Dear Heart.
Yeah, and he goes, I've been missing you. And she's like, oh,
In front
yes,
of
dear
everyone.
heart. It seems to
Is
me.
that something they would have done?
I don't know. It seems like they're already engaged, like calling each other pet names in public.
Yes.
That just seemed very odd.
I never heard anyone call each other pet names in any Austen
No.
book or film.
No,
in
even
my
when they
opinion,
were married. I don't know.
I don't know.
Not
Now
in
I've
public.
lost my place there.
Oh,
There's
so
so
right
many
there.
notes here.
It's interesting to note that when Edward is introduced to Mr. Colburn, Mr. Colburn says, he's like, oh, my nephew. And he's like, only by reputation. Like, everyone knows that he has this horrid reputation, and yet here he goes around in society just
He's going to the
loosey-goosey.
balls, going to the shooting parties,
Why
going
is he invited? I guess he couldn't snub him. I don't know. But I felt like it was odd that everyone knows his reputation, but he's just
I don't get it.
part of society
I
like
have
everyone else.
no answer for you there.
I
Write your
understand.
answers in the comments if you got them. Well, I like the friendship of Lady de Clement, or I'll just call her Lady Susan, and Samuel. I think they are a perfect match. I think
Yes.
everybody is rooting for them.
Yes.
Right?
But right now, they're not a match. They're doing the matchmaking.
Well, yes,
They're
but
trying-
we all want them together,
well-
and the whole time you're thinking, come on,
Yeah.
let's get them together,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And they both know Charlotte and Xander love each other, and they're made for
Uh-huh.
each other, and they're trying to matchmake them.
Yes.
And she says she recognizes something of her younger self in Charlotte. Now,
And
what
I-
do you think that meant?
Well, I was surprised because to me, I was like, well, she seemed like she had a real rough childhood. She tells us later.
oh.
Like she had a real
I
rough
missed
childhood
that.
and this and that, and she was poor, and she had to, she married this guy that was this old man, and then just so
Probably didn't
she's-
marry him for love.
no. But I don't
And
know
then
why
became
she
the king's
said that.
mistress.
Yeah, to me, I'm like, is our poor dear Charlotte condemned to a life as a mistress and
I think
to never have a happy home.
She's got a bright mind and she's
Yes.
strong and capable.
Yes.
Maybe that's what she needs.
Yes.
Well, meanwhile, Coburn seeks out Charlotte and she has a chance to thank him.
Just like
We've already talked about this.
the Darcy
and
with
Lydia
the
moment.
Lydia thing.
What
yes.
you did for me. You know.
It was, yeah. What you did for my friend.
Right.
Wasn't for my friend, it was for you.
Yes,
Only he
exactly.
didn't say that.
And they have another long stare.
That's all they do, is they have these long
As they are
stares
wont
that they
to
just
do.
look at each other. And you're just like, and he was just about to say something, and then they
Well,
get interrupted.
Even Lady Lydia's mother notices, oh, you seem pretty friendly, right?
Yeah.
But doesn't she say at one point, oh, that's just the governess
Yeah.
knows. Nothing to worry about
Yeah,
there.
Lady Denham goes, she's just his governor, she's no competition. You know, well, that's what you think.
Yeah, that's like, the rich family and the guy's got the nanny.
hot nanny.
The hot
dear.
nanny, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
dear.
And you're like, she looks
Exactly.
pretty good to me.
Exactly. Well, anyway, Lady Lydia, because she hears that they were, close friends or whatever, she goes to ask Charlotte, like, so my mother's, has it in her mind that I'm going to be a match with Coburn, and do you know anything about him, and what can I do, and he seems so boring, and what can I... And Charlotte's just like, well, he loves dogs, and if you could keep your talk to horses and animals, you might find he comes out of his shell. I'm like, she has this whole little spiel, and it's like, how does she know all this? We didn't really see her find this out. I would have liked to see her discover these things about Xander. I don't think we've seen enough of them together. All we see are these silent looks.
Have they taken long walks on the beach together or gone rowing together?
Yes, like she did with Sydney. I mean,
so you would have liked to see
I
more of
would have
that.
liked to see more time with them.
And I think that's one of the problems here is that we focused on too many other relationships, perhaps. And we could have seen them maybe go on a walk or go on a this or do that together.
Of course, at this point, it's too late.
Well,
It should have happened in season 2.
Right.
At this point, she's engaged,
Right.
so all they can
Which
do is...
also would have given us a little bit of excitement in season 2, as opposed we all felt
This is what
down,
I always say. We never get to see the courtship. We always get to see,
the
like,
happy moments. It's always
1 second, and then it's torn away from us.
or it's all bad, and at the very end, a happy, and then it's done.
And we don't get to see anything in
Yes,
between.
I agree with
Yes.
you. We get robbed there.
I agree.
We get gypped.
Yes.
All right, well, Augusta once again seeks out Edward and keeps on about all the young men who are trying to impress her.
Where are they all? I haven't seen a one. Nary a one's been talking to her. Where are all these young men?
They're all sitting around Sanditon.
Yeah,
doing God knows what.
I haven't
don't know.
seen any of them.
But during their dialogue, she grabs his coat
Oh,
lapel.
did I already talk about that
Pulls
before?
him close. No,
I
did
think
you?
I said she pulled him
maybe
close
you did,
before.
but this is where they do it.
This is where it happens.
It's quite forward.
I was wrong. I apologize.
Get my fan out.
Yes, it was quite forward, very intimate.
I
did
don't know
not like it.
I do not think that a Jane Austen lady would have pulled a man's coat lapel.
Well, as I said, I think she's very modern. It's like she's kind of placed in there.
Yes. Well, and then
She's
it's
got a
fun
lot.
because Augusta asked Charlotte when she knew she was in love with Mr. Starling.
Which
Now,
does Charlotte answer? No, because she's not in love with Ralph.
right, but
But-
does Augusta think that she really has moved on from?
That's what I'm wondering.
From her
Because she's been trying to
stepfather?
get Colburn and her together. She
Her
was
uncle?
trying to get Colburn and her together because she's like, I think they're still in love.
Right.
But so I just was wondering what she was expecting to hear.
Right.
Because I genuinely think she was wondering, like, gee, am I in love with Edward?
Yes.
You know,
I think she was just having like a more pensive moment and was just, and I think maybe she thinks, well,
maybe
she
Charlotte's
is in love.
moved on that fast,
Yeah,
huh?
maybe she is in love.
Charlotte's been in love with 3 men in the
I don't
past
know.
year. 3. It seemed even too much that Harriet could be in love with 3 men in the same year. I mean,
What's
that's
that
like
from? Emma?
yeah.
Emma, yes.
And she's Sydney
Dear,
Colburn.
we're moving through these
Look
notes
at
like a
this.
knife
It's only been 13 minutes. We're going to be done in like 10 minutes. We're going to have all this extra time because we were trying to get through it all.
I feel like a train on a railroad track.
No, keep talking. Move it along. Okay, I feel like we're at an auction. Okay, and Edward comes, Edward goes, Charlotte says,
I have time to take a sip of water, dear.
oh, take a deep breath, everyone. We haven't come up for air in 14 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Now we have 14 minutes to do this last page. That's all right, dear.
Oh.
Let's take our time.
I need
All
my
right.
pen. I've gotten
Now,
hot.
where are we? Edward
Right.
bagged most of the birds at the shoot.
So he's won the... I've won the house cup. It's from Harry Potter. So,
And Colburn congratulates him.
and so apparently...
Edward thinks, dare I might maybe seize this moment in front of the whole of Sanditon.
I thought that was so odd to ask if he could court Augusta. And of course, right in front of everybody, Zonda's like, you're the last person in the world who I would see court Augusta.
Which any person would say, correct?
Everyone has heard his
You're the
reputation.
person that tried to poison someone, and you knocked up a girl, and you gave away your only child.
Oh my gosh.
You got anything else to add to the list?
I don't think anyone knows about the child.
Oh.
But 2 is enough.
Yes. One's enough.
One's enough.
The poisoning should be enough.
The baby should have been enough in those days. In those days, things were not done that they are done today. It's just not done. There are those. Angers! That's from another Disney classic. We've been quoting all the old Disneys tonight.
What is up with you and Disney tonight?
No, I've been watching them with my children.
What's that one from?
The Happiest Millionaire.
Ignore that last 3 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. It means absolutely nothing. All right, so anyway, I thought that was odd.
That he chose that moment?
I think the whole thing is odd.
Yes.
That he's, like you said, in society,
yes,
and everybody acts like everything's just fine.
Thinks that he has the right to court Augusta.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you knocked up someone and tried to kill someone. No, you're not courting my niece. You don't say.
And like, Colburn's a bad guy.
Yeah.
For saying that.
Yeah. Charlotte's like, oh, you know.
What respectable parent would want their daughter going and dating the man that tried to murder someone?
Not I. I'd say stay out of my house. I wouldn't even let him in.
In fact, does she know he's got a little kitty somewhere?
Later, dear, later.
Oh, so I forgot it. It's been a
later,
while since I watched it. Oh, that's
later,
right.
remember.
But she doesn't know.
Nobody
that's
knew
what
until
I'm saying.
then.
She doesn't know until he busted up with her.
No one knew about the, no one knew about the child.
That was a small piece of information he might have wanted to mention to her before he took her to the...
He's disowned the child. Someone else is raising it. Why would he mention it?
But...
Hey, by the way, I tried to kill somebody and I impregnated a girl and the child's out somewhere. You want to court me?
Well, that's what I mean. He did the right... Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll stop. Now, when Georgiana walks into Herrick Park, everyone stares at her. Wouldn't it have been the duty of Colburn to go and... I can see that.
Yes.
I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
Give me this. Now, I shall explain. When Georgiana walks into Hayrick Park, after they were out at their shooting party, she walks into the room. She's like the last one there. I don't know what she's been doing. I don't know. And she walks in and everybody stands. Oh, there's Georgiana. There's Miss Lamb. That's her. So they're all talking about it. They're all gossiping. And she's super uncomfortable. She doesn't know what to do. She feels, here she is again, the subject of everyone's, ridicule and everyone's gossiping about her. Wouldn't it have been the job of Alexander Colburn as the host and as a friend of hers to go and greet her, take her by the hand? Miss Lamb, so happy that you could come today. Thank you for coming. Show the rest of the party that this is what a gracious host does. We don't make fun of people. We don't let them be ridiculed in my presence. This is my house. This is my house. I've invited her. She is my guest. Go and greet her. And he just stands there and lets everyone berate her behind her back.
Bravo, dear.
Badly done, Zonda.
Yes.
And then Charlotte has to jump up and say, it's time to go. I'm ready to go. Let's go. And remove her from that horrible situation.
Ouch.
I was a little disappointed that Colburn didn't react.
Yes.
Perhaps he was still reeling from sending Edward out of his home, but
I've said this many times, dear. You should have written the script.
Thank you. Thank you.
If anyone would like Angelique to write your next script, she is for hire.
I am? Yes, I am. Yes, so to me, I was disappointed. All right. So anyway, Charlotte says, let's go. They're riding away in the carriage, her and Georgiana, and, they start, let's have a little talk. And Charlotte's like, well, I guess it's time. I should return to Ralph. He'll wonder what's happened to me. You think? Again? How many days has poor Ralph been sitting? It's
been weeks.
Has poor Ralph been sitting alone,
spinning his wedding ring?
He doesn't have a ring yet.
You're right.
Oh my gosh.
Poor Ralph. Thumbs then? I don't know.
Poor Ralph. Patiently waiting. Anyway, Charlotte says, Otis loves Georgiana. Everyone loves her. We all here for you. We all love you. She goes, well, what good does it do me? Otis, and this is kind of answering my question was before I said, why can't she marry Otis? Why? Okay. And she, according to Georgiana, I've written it down because I want to get it right. She says, what good does that do me? Can he protect me from further fortune hunters and, the gossips of society? So
she doesn't want to be, one thing I see here, she doesn't want to be the focal point of the gossip anymore.
Right.
She's tired of it.
Right.
And she knows that if she marries someone beneath her station and everything, Otis, that she will be the top of gossip.
Still.
Yes.
Right.
So she doesn't marry the Duke, she'll have security and everybody will shut up.
Right. So my first thought was, would anyone be protecting her from the gossips? I mean, I guess they think once she's a duchess, she's not going to be gossiped about.
No, because that's how it was back then. If you had the name and the title and everything, then it was like, you were golden there.
So she ends up, he had given her that little piece of paper saying, I'm here at this address if ever you need me.
Yes.
She threw it.
Where's
she
that?
burnt it.
The piece of paper.
She burnt the paper. She threw it away, and I was very upset. I said, no, you can't unburn that. I thought maybe she'd go take it out, but she didn't take it out.
She didn't.
I was very upset. I wish she could just marry him and be happy. She's got her money. Just go and live your life.
You've got your money now. That's what matters. Take the money and run, and take the man too.
Now the money's not enough. She wants security. I just don't.
We make problems when they're on.
Who cares?
Come
be
on.
happy.
Yeah.
Be happy with the man you love, and say to the gossips, "Be damned."
Yeah. Oh dear. We're in the church, dear.
But I didn't mean that like in a bad way. It was like, you know what I mean.
All right.
I'll excuse me, Lord. I'll bleep it out.
So Samuel tells Xander when they're alone after the party that it's obvious to him that he's hopelessly in love with Miss Haywood, and he thinks that she shares his feelings. And Xander looks surprised.
So he thinks,
and then says she's to be married.
Yes.
Right? And the other gentleman
Samuel
says, in one of your favorite moments, she's not married yet. Mm-hmm. Very good point, my man. I love that too.
So that gets Xander to think. And he's thinking, and he runs out. And what does he do? He goes to find Charlotte. She's not married yet. I gotta stop this
for once.
Travesty from happening.
What do they say? Light a fire.
Yes. So Charlotte's walking on the, the hillside. She's mulling over Ralph's little book of poetry. Look at poor little Ralph. He wrote me this poetry. Her hair is down. She's changing
feeling
clothes.
Guilty about holding the guy's hand.
She must be.
Has she kissed him yet or no?
No, right here. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Well, at least she's feeling guilty about holding the hand.
Yes. So Colburn comes striding up. This was his choice. He said he didn't want to come riding on a horse. He wanted to walk and meet her on the hill because he wanted to channel Darcy. In the Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadden, how he had kind of walked, he strode up to her and just like, here I am, and, take me, I'm a man, take me as I am, or whatever, so that's what he did. And it's the same.
I like that.
But it was also, and another nod to Darcy was when he goes, how ardently I admire and love you, right? He goes, he said like the same thing. He said something about how what does he say? I cannot let you leave without telling you in plainest terms how devoutly I admire you. It's like, I admire, it's the same type, the wording is very similar.
Yes,
he goes, I have fought in vain to deny it. Isn't that exactly what Darcy says? I have struggled in vain.
That sounds awfully familiar to
same
me.
thing,
It's been a while since I've watched Pride and Prejudice.
Yes.
That sounds familiar.
Yes, I have fought in vain to deny it, but I'm in love with you, Miss Haywood. And notice, he still doesn't call her Charlotte. Even though they've made out twice, she's engaged to somebody else. I guess he knows his place where words are concerned, not actions. So he calls her Miss Haywood. They kiss. And Ralph's little book of poetry falls to the ground.
Yes, by the wayside.
And, I was shocked. The kiss, it was only about 9 seconds. Not quite like Sydney's kiss with her, where they were like ready to get married.
How long was that one?
Like 22.
Oh.
And there wasn't much, going on. They're very, very, she is engaged to someone else. It was very, It was a very mellow kiss.
Yes.
But there was still a kiss
It was a kiss.
It was a kiss.
A kiss is a kiss.
A kiss is a kiss. And
a kiss
on the hand may be quite continental. All right. Okay. So we need to come to a very uncomfortable topic.
Oh dear.
Charlotte
I
cheated.
hate these, honey.
Charlotte cheated on him.
Yes.
This is like, okay, the hand holding
well,
was
I told
cheating.
you, my daughter said it on the handhold. She definitely said it on this. She cheated again.
Cheating. This was cheating. And it's so funny because I don't think people think of it as that because everyone wants them to be together. And they know she doesn't love Ralph. They're like, oh, they kissed. I'm sorry. I was like, no.
I wasn't. I was like, oh, they kissed. And then later I said, yeah, she cheated.
See,
I
just wish she would have broken up with Ralph first. But in the moment, there he was saying how much he admired and loved her.
Well, not all of us are as good as
she
you,
had to.
dear.
Well, no, she...
In the heat of the moment, things happen.
That's what I said. As he's telling her he loves her, she couldn't help it.
She couldn't help herself.
Couldn't help it.
No. And goodbye goes the book of poetry.
So they kiss, and then she pushes him away, and she goes, no, we shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have said that. And it was just like, oh. And he's like, my only regret is that I didn't say it sooner. She's like, then why didn't you? And he's just like, and he's like, seems shocked, like, duh. Yeah. Why didn't you, you big dummy? And so she's like, it's too late. Like, I've already promised.
But then once again, if it was too late, then why did you just kiss him?
Exactly. She couldn't help it, you just said, dear.
Okay.
But some great acting on the part of Colburn again here. While she's speaking and she's saying, I've already promised Ralph, I promised my parents. And he's just going like this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it just broke my heart. I was like, oh, he's so sweet. He's just going like, no, like he loved her so much. I'm about to cry. It was really sad.
I don't have a tissue, dear.
No, but I felt so bad for him.
Yeah.
I'm losing my accent. It's getting late.
Well, you know what? That's the thing is you feel bad for Colburn and you feel bad for Ralph.
Yeah.
Honestly, because they're both kind of being used here in a way. You know.
Yes. And the crazy thing is,
they're both being hurt.
yes.
And she's hurting herself as well. They're all hurting.
Yes.
But
Well, I have to fault Charlotte mostly here because coming from season 1, like, I mean, Ralph, he's got to, Colburn, he's trying to get the woman he loves. Like, I don't fault him as much. Like, men are going to try to get what they want. And, I don't fault him as much.
So why do you fault her?
But I fault her because she's the one who in season 1 told Sydney, now that you're, when Sydney came to her and said, I don't love her, she was like, no, you mustn't say that. We must try. You need to be a good husband. You need to do what's right. You've promised to her. You got to honor that commitment. And so she promised herself to Ralph and hasn't honored that commitment and didn't do what she told Sydney to do.
That is quite profound, dear, that you saw
Thank you.
that from the season 1 when she told him, like, no.
Do what is right.
You've chosen this path now.
Yes.
That's what you're going to do. You're going to love her. You're going to be a good husband.
She said you must try to be a good husband, and I mean,
honor her.
Colburn.
Basically, like, honor her.
Yes.
You need to honor the woman, the person that you made the choice
They didn't
with.
kiss.
Wow.
How much would we have loved another final kiss with Sydney and Charlotte on that hillside to just goodbye?
Yes.
I would have loved a goodbye kiss.
I gotta applaud you again, dear. You've done your homework. Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to see a goodbye kiss. I really would have. But he was engaged.
This review is darn good.
This is spot on, if I do say so myself. Now, anyway, so,
Somebody
she
should
runs...
hire us.
It did. So anyway, she goes, it's too late, and she runs off. And part of me was like, Ralph, like, why do I keep calling him Ralph? I'm like, Zonda, you've gone this far, go after her.
Yeah.
And say, look, you just kissed me, I know you love me. Wouldn't your father be happy if you married me? Like, what, am I that bad? What am I, chopped liver? Like, you've made a promise to Ralph, but you've just broken it anyway. So at this point, I wish he would have gone after her at that point. But then, of course,
No, I mean, she'd already said no. You can't just keep going after. What's he going to do, grab her,
she
throw her on
already
the ground?
kissed him.
I know, but then
Willingly,
she said no.
I might add.
Now, he's a gentleman. He's not going to go
A
and
gentleman? He just kissed a woman who was engaged to another man.
But she wanted the kiss.
Yes,
And now
I
she
know.
says no, and so he can't go chase after her.
I guess.
All right.
I wished he would have chased after her. Is that all we wrote?
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
27 minutes. We got it done in, dear. How's that?
All right. There was a lot in this chapter. I hope we didn't miss anything. We probably missed a little something.
Let us know in the comments if we missed something. I'm sure we did. Let us know your thoughts on some of
We did miss
Angelique's
something. I'm sure
profound
of it.
statements. Oh, dear.
What did we miss?
What, dear?
You crossed off something and you're going to add something back in?
No, I didn't. We're fine. We got
Got it all.
we
I
got
don't
the
know.
gist.
I don't know. Yes.
General points. If
And
anyone has
yes.
something to say, they can write it in the comments.
Yes. Look, we're trying to keep these reviews to about 30 minutes. We can't say everything. We've had some people in the past go on and be like, you didn't say this, you didn't talk about this, what about this? You didn't say that. I'm like, look, lady, you want to sit here for 3 hours? We could have talked about the whole thing.
Hey, you want to pay my paycheck? I'll say anything you want me to say. No, we've done our best with the 30 minutes that we've got, and that's that.
That's that. All right, so please.
Until next episode.
Yes, until the next episode, you have time to sign up for a YouTube account. It's free.
Yes.
Subscribe to our channel.
It only takes you how many minutes?
5 minutes.
3 minutes?
3.
Maybe?
Yeah, all you need is an email. All right, so then you get on, like our videos, subscribe. We're on YouTube, right, with all our videos, but we also have a lot of things on Instagram.
This amazing new thing called Instagram. It's the wave of the future.
Which is also free. You download it to your phone. You get. My dad has one. He's 78.
Yes,
I
that's
signed him
right.
up so that he could
We
watch.
go live on there. We have lots of fun. We talk to you. We do Q&A.
And you talk back.
We do Q&A time. It's loads of fun.
So anyway,
get on
yes.
Instagram. Follow us. What do we
Yes.
call it? The Sister Sanditon?
The Sister
on
Sanditon.
Instagram?
You can still find us as the Sister Sanditon.
All right.
Yes.
We hope you have a great evening. We hope you enjoyed this super fast review. Good night.
Good night.
Boy, do I need a breather.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're the Sister Sanditon. We have a lot to get through tonight. This episode is huge, so this is episode 3. Take it away.
Yes, ma'am. Charlotte's on her way to London with Mary to Georgiana to argue the case for her fortune.
Georgiana's coat is a beautiful color. Then they tried to bring Sydney in saying he was less than an honorable man at the trial. I was very upset. Next, she won the...
Oh, this is going to be bad.
I am not wearing this. I look like a football player wearing like pads.
Look how
I look
dumpy
like a
I
tablecloth. You look at
like
me.
a
I
bowl
look
full
like I'm
of
wearing a placemat. Oh yeah, yours looks real poofy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I thought this looked good. I can't wear this.
Spin
Look
it
at
around.
this.
Spin it around. Fix it.
Oh.
Right?
Wait, spin.
Spin that bib.
Maybe if like that, that looks a little better. But it's
Maybe-
just, it's drooping.
So is mine, honey.
Hold on.
And wow.
Can you tuck this into my collar? Oh no, now it really looks like a bib. Forget it. Hold
Just
on.
take it off and spin it, please.
Wait.
Spin it.
It's the wrong.
No.
Hold on. I can't
Oh
get it
my-
right.
There.
It's mirror image.
Yeah, there.
Oh, I still look rather bouffanty. I look
Yeah,
like
you
Edwardian.
really do. So do
I
I,
look
though. Look at
Edwardian.
me.
Yeah, you're.
I look like I'm like a D cup, and I'm
Are
not
you-
even close.
You look saggy.
Yeah, that's
What
what
is
I mean.
happening?
It's this top. It's so loose. Look at the arms.
Do you want to switch?
No. Just come on. Let's just go with it. It's
I thought
10
for
o'clock.
once you had the pretty outfit.
Come on. Yeah.
You put this
right.
on backwards.
You did this
you know.
on purpose,
I-
didn't you? You wanted to make me look saggy and flabby.
Saggy and
I'm
flabby.
just gonna hold my arms in. Oh wait, wrong arm.
Honey, you don't. Wait.
There.
Which one is which?
There you go.
Wait. Here. I can't tell.
All right.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this.
Wait, you're changing the whole thing?
You said.
Honey, it's now 10:08.
You said to wrap it around me like a shawl. I'll wrap it around your throat in a minute.
Wrap it around your neck.
I can't see this. Please don't curse. Please don't curse.
Perfect. Much better than the what did you call it? Tablecloth?
Placemat, bib,
Yeah.
tablecloth.
Much better, dear.
Much.
I honestly don't even care what I look like anymore. I really don't.
Look at,
Good
I've got
enough.
this big thing right here. Look
Good
at this.
enough there.
Look at.
I'll hide
I've got
my
a
big
turkey
saggy.
cutlets over here. Look at. It's the size of a chicken. Take away the chicken and bring a turkey.
Okay, press